You're not in trouble. Come home.
Mommy and Daddy love you, Cody.
It's a parent's plea for 11-year-old Cody Haynes to come home. A note is pinned outside the front door of the family apartment addressed to Cody. We don't know what it says. Cody was last seen in his bedroom following what Kittitas Police Chief Steve Dunnigan says was an argument over dirty dishes with his father's live-in girlfriend.
Close to midnight, he was sent to bed and told that he had to stay in his room until his father got home the next day.
Cody's father, a tow truck driver who works for an Ellensburg towing company, left at 2:30 in the morning after the argument on a 250-mile journey to allegedly find car parts. When he returned, Cody was not in his room and reported Cody missing. It's a runaway case right now, but when Dunnigan asked the couple for specific information,
and at that point he said no, they were not talk to us unless they had their attorney present. And they acted like they called someone and came back in and said no, their attorney said not to talk to us, and so they left.
Rick Haynes agreed to talk to me in person, but when we returned at the appointed time, he chose not to. But he did make an odd request from a father who's looking for his missing son that his face not be shown during an interview with a Yakima TV station. Haynes and his girlfriend, Marla Harding, say they have not retained an attorney and are cooperating.
I think he just didn't like following the rules anymore and decided he was going to try and find a better place.
Since Cody's disappearance, the couple's 4 other daughters have been removed from the apartment by Child Protective Services because there is a concern over discipline in the home.
We can't comment on that, I'm sorry.
But we're not holding back anything.
Chief Dunnigan believes they are.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of different behavior on part of the father and Miss Harding, but again, you know, people look at things differently than others, so you can't be judged just because they act strangely.
You're not in trouble. Come home.
Mommy and Daddy love you, Cody.
They asked us not to show their faces on camera. At their home, a note is pinned on the front door addressed to the missing boy. Cody was last seen in his bedroom following what the Kittitas Police Chief describes as an argument over dirty dishes with his father's live-in girlfriend.
Close to midnight, he was sent to bed and told that he had to stay in his room until his father got home the next day.
Cody's father is a tow truck driver. He says the night of the argument, he left home at 2:30 in the morning for a 250-mile trip to find car parts. He says when he got back home nearly 14 hours later, Cody was gone, and he reported him missing. The police chief says right now this is a runaway case. But from the beginning, he says he's had trouble getting answers from the dad and his girlfriend.
And at that point, he said no, they were not talk to us unless they had their attorney present. And they acted like they called someone and came back in and said no, their attorney said not to talk to us, and so they left.
Haynes and his girlfriend say they have not retained an attorney and say they are cooperating with police. Since Cody's disappearance, Child Protective Services removed the couple's 4 daughters from their home because there's a concern over how they're being disciplined.
We can't comment on that, I'm sorry.
But we're not holding back anything.